Hi everybody and welcome to this video where I ask the question how low, how small and how cheap can you go to get into one-page rules wargaming right away. But before I answer this question, first a massive and huge thank you to all of you because this channel has now passed 1,000 subscribers. And I really can't tell you how grateful I am. I was hoping to pass 1,000 subscribers, maybe somewhere around Christmas, but well, it happened this October, and well, it's just incredible. So thank you very much to each and everyone who has watched and commented and, of course, subscribed to the channel. And now back to the question. Well, basically Onepagerules is a free rule system, so it is cheap because it's free. And there are also paper terrain and paper figures to play with, so everything is already very, very cheap. But what I mean is, if you still want something three-dimensional and you are on a budget, well, I challenged myself into what I call 15mm Onepagerules Strike Force. It's a way to get real miniatures, real terrain on the table fast and also free, and it's also a way that you can play full-size skirmish war games in a very, very limited space. So limited that you can carry it around with you, take it on vacation or whatever you like. The one thing you need to do this is a 3D printer, or you need to know someone with a 3D printer. And I have one, and it's a very budget-friendly 3D printer. It's not resin, it's not top quality or anything. So all you see in this video is found free on Thingiverse, and it's printed on a very limited budget. And 15mm, well, it's not much, but it makes it faster to print the miniatures and the terrain as well. You can do it in a matter of few hours. And when you are done, for example, with this squad, it looks like this. You just have to clean up a little, remove some of the support. And this is a printed 15mm miniature on a regular printer. No resin, no nothing really. And of course, the details are not comparable to the regular sized 28 or 32mm miniatures that most of us usually play with. But to me, they can still be given personality, and you can easily see the different kind of weapons they can carry. And well, they look pretty decent. Here is a comparison next to an older Age of Sigmar figure, and here to one of the newer Necromunda figures. So of course there is a size difference. And being smaller and less detailed, they are also faster to paint. So give them a base coat, and I have chosen up to 3 colors for each squad, and that's it. And the same thing goes for the terrain. The terrain pieces here are of course also smaller, and they can also be found free. Here's a comparison next to a regular 28mm figure. And here's a complete truck in 15mm. So go to Thingiverse and search for 15mm miniature and terrain. You'll find all this stuff. Here we have some barricades and even complete houses or house modules that you can print as many of as you like and put them together to build larger and higher and taller buildings. Again, completely free. And of course, also all the regular techniques used for terrain building can be used here. Here we have sculpted rocks, and they are smaller, but they fit perfectly fine in this scale. And here we have some printed rocks, slightly dry brushed, and then it looks like this. It doesn't look like much compared to a regular miniature, but if you take some of the 50mm squad members here, it looks cool. Well, where does the battle take place? Use what you have, game mats, backgrounds, whatever. I decided to make a small, movable battlefield in a frame like this one. So I have removed the original painting. And then I went online and searched for surface or game mat and found some free images that you can print on a regular color printer in A3 format, and it fits perfectly into the frame. And then I made some extra on cardboard so the surface can be easily switched around for whatever suits your battle. And well, let's put the terrain here to see how it looks inside the battle frame. And here comes the trick, because of course if these miniatures move and shoot the same distance as they usually do, it's not really right. So what you do is to, instead of measure in inches, measure in centimeters. And this battlefield frame measures 40 by 30 centimeters, exactly the same size as my regular battlefield in inches. And this size is what I would recommend as the smallest size for your battles. So I play tested some skirmish games and I found out that squads of 4 to 6 units work the best. So I have also developed this rule system, Onepagerules Strike Force, with 15mm miniatures in mind. And it's a small basic rule set for how to deploy, how to build your squads, how to pick your missions. As seen here, 6 available missions. It's all designed to fit perfectly with 15mm. And on the backside, if you like me, like to have some campaign rules and develop the strike forces and use command points and make your leaders earn experience, well, it's on the backside. And I'll link to this Strike Force rule set in the description. But of course, all the basic rules are exactly the same as regular Grimdark Future, Firefight, or Age of Fantasy Skirmish rules. But remember, just use centimeters instead of inches. And one of the things I really like about these unusual 15mm miniatures is that it gives me an opportunity to play with some of the armies that I usually don't own the miniatures or visit. For example, the rebels or some of the gangs of Eden. They fit perfectly for these types of squads. And I also find it very useful and funny that if I need a piece of terrain or something special for a narrative in my campaign, well, I can find it and print it within, well, minutes at least, or hours in some cases. But it's quick and it's fast and it's small and it's cheap, if you own a 3D printer, that is. So check out the 15mm Strike Force rules in the description and give it a go if you like. You can of course also use the rules for regular sized miniatures, no problem in that. In the future, I will also bring some 15mm Strike Force battle reports. We will see how that turns out. But for now, thanks very much for watching this video. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. And then I hope you'll join me for future bad reps.